Yes student, today we're going to learn about coordinate plane. So first of all, what is coordinate plane? The plane you are watching this graph paper, this graph paper will be called as coordinate plane. Why it is called as coordinate plane? Because it is containing two number line. One is horizontal and another is vertical. The horizontal number line is called as x-axis and the vertical number line is called as y-axis. In the horizontal number line, on the right hand side we have the positive numbers and on the left hand side we have the negative numbers. Left hand side of 0, and in y-axis the numbers on the upper part are positive and numbers on the lower part are negative. And one thing you have to note, that the angle between these two axes, x-axis and y-axis, this horizontal line and vertical line are called as axis. The angle between these two axes is 90 degree and the point of intersection is called as origin. This is called as origin. We'll call it as origin. This is called as origin. This point of intersection is called origin. Now, when we draw these two axes on the graph paper, you can easily see this graph paper is divided into four parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, these four parts are called as quadrant. What they are called? They are called as quadrant. First quadrant, second, third and fourth. You have to remember it like this. If we draw C, if we write C, then this will be called as first quadrant, this as second quadrant, this as third quadrant and this one is fourth quadrant. Now if we talk about first quadrant, the first quadrant has the positive part of x-axis and the positive part of y-axis. Whenever we have to plot any point in the quadrant, then first we plot the point of x and then the point of y. So accordingly we have to first of all understand the sign rule, x and y. X is in positive sign and y is also in positive sign. So we can say in first quadrant all the positive points are plotted. Come to the second. In second, x is negative and y is positive. So here first we plot, first point is in negative and second is in positive. First point is of x-axis and second point is of y-axis. So minus plus sign. In the third, x-axis is in negative sign and y-axis is also in negative sign. So in the third quadrant the sign is minus minus. So both negative points are plotted in the third quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, the x-axis is in positive sign and the y-axis is in negative sign. So we'll say positive and negative sign are plotted over here. Now some points are already plotted over here. So let us check the point. A, point 2 and 5. You can easily see both the points, both the values are in positive sign. Both the values are in positive sign. So they are plotted in the first quadrant. And the point, the value of x, that is 2. This is 2. How we going to plot? We have to find their intersection. X is 2 and y is 5. So we have to check where they are intersecting. Both of them are intersecting here. So point A is plotted here, 2 and 5. Point B, minus 3 and 5. X is in negative sign. So in negative sign, minus 3 is over here and y is positive. So we have to check where they are intersecting. They are intersecting over here. So minus 3 and 5 is plotted in the second quadrant. Number D point, 0, 4. Now here the x-axis is 0 and y is 4. If we say x is 0, then this is the x-axis. We have to put the pen over here. And y is 4, plus 4 is over here. So how we're going to intersect both of them? You don't have to move the 4 point to here. We're going to take 0 toward the 4. 0 number is to be taken toward the 4 number. So they will intersect over here 0, 4. So this point is not lying in any of the quadrant. We will say it is not in first quadrant, not in second, not in third, not in fourth. It is on the axis. And which axis? Y axis. So we will say the point 0, 4 is lying on the y axis. The same way if we talk about the point H. Here the points are -3 and 0. X-axis is -3, so on the -3 we have to plot it. Why? Because y is 0. So if we intersect both of them, they will intersect here. So this point -3, 0 is lying on which axis? X-axis. The point C is lying on which axis? X-axis, and on the positive side 5, 0 on the fifth point. G point 3, -1. X is positive and y is in negative. So positive and negative. X is positive 3 over here and y negative -1 is here. So both of them will intersect over here. So this way we can observe that this point plus minus is lying in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. The same way E point you can identify. The value of x is 6 and the value of y is -3. So both of them will going to intersect over here. So plus and minus, this is lying in the fourth quadrant. Last point is here, point F. X is in negative, y is also in negative. The y point is this and x point is coming from here. So they are intersecting at this, at this point. So this way negative and negative, the point negative and negative is lying in the third quadrant. So this way we can identify the quadrant in which the points are plotted, or we can also plot the point in any of the quadrant. But we have to remember which is the first quadrant, which is the second, third or fourth, and also the sign rule related to it. Thank you.